Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your pal, Uncle Bruce. Welcome to our morning show here where we try to explain what's happening in the stock markets in plain English and figure out how to make money writing options on stocks we already have or stocks we should get or deep in the money call options we might pick up and then write on those. We are looking here to bring income into our accounts so that it can add dramatically to our household revenues, perhaps even replace revenues from existing sources like a job you can't stand anymore and you want out. How many of you are caught in this web of garbage where you cannot seem to get more than a 3 or a 5% raise from your employer? No matter how high and how bad inflation is, you get employers who just have the opinion that, oh, it's getting better now. You don't need more than a 5% raise. Keep working for me and let me make all the money and you guys get nothing. Do you want out of that? You really want out of that? Folks are coming to this channel to try to figure their way out of that kind of trap to generate revenue from option premiums that are readily available. I mean, available. And there are viewers on this show, on this channel, who have discovered a source of income they had no idea existed and had been available to them for decades, didn't know they could do this, are doing it, and are going, my God, I can't believe how much money I'm making on writing these options. I just can't believe it. These option players are desperate and they're throwing money around. I'm using it to buy additional stock. I'm using it to average down on positions I have. I'm using it to buy more shares so I can write more options. I'm using the money to buy more deep in the money calls to write even more calls. I cannot believe how quickly I am growing the income level from my account. And thank you, Uncle Bruce, and everyone who's here, because it is making one heck of a difference to the bottom line. Look, inflation is not going away. If you think it is, think again. Interest rates are not going to zero. They are not going back to zero. And the economy is going to slump. If it isn't already, it's slumping in certain areas, but it's going to spread out a little further. And the Federal Reserve of the United States, Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, the ECB Central Bank, Bank of Japan, they're all playing the same game. We got to slow down the economies of our areas, geographic areas, to keep inflation under control. Well, that means job losses. Let's cut to the quick, kids. You are under attack, whether you believe it or not, or want to buy into it or not. Your job might be in the crosshairs of bank regulators. And it's not that they're picking on you personally. They don't know who the hell you are. They don't care. All they want is employers out there and corporations, governments, to ease up on the hiring binge, to get the economy a little weaker so that spending will be suppressed, and that will scare off price increases from those who are thinking of doing so. It might make a company decide, instead of a 4% price increase on their merchandise, it'll be 1.5% only. They'll try to find margins somewhere else. There are companies finding a way to survive this downturn by cutting costs. They figure they can sell as much merchandise as last year. They might get 1 or 1.5% more money for that merchandise over last year, but they can't get 4 or 5% more for that merchandise. So they'll cut their costs to make that merchandise or distribute that merchandise. And one way to do that, and a direct path to the bottom line improvement of a corporation, is reduce your employee costs. Now, you might say, as a company, you've got 50 janitors working in your massive factory out there to keep everything up and running. You might hire a janitorial company with 50 employees to replace your 50 employees. You, in effect, let people go under your payroll, turn around and offer a contract to a contractor that might bring in 50 people. Well, that creates tension at a factory, because you'll probably notice how the factory workers are now noticing there are people around here who aren't part of our union. They're not part of our family. They don't know the culture around here. And funny enough, we're getting paid so much an hour, and these folks are getting paid half as much an hour. They're not as good as the folks who were let go. This has been happening for decades in the American business. But in the corporate world, a number of you have noted in the last 15 and 20 years, you've seen this yourselves, where call centers are created in Indonesia, in India, in the Philippines, and some companies have the gall to insist that you train the new call center people to operate a call center, in effect, because you are going to assist the company in the laying off of 500 people in your head office. And eventually you're gone too. And there are people out there who have seen this nonsense going on. If you're sick and tired of this, you don't want to be part of that game anymore. You don't want to be associated with a company that plays that game. You don't want to be the one who has to be doing this. Maybe it's time for you to find some other line of employment. And well, of course, if there are 11 million job openings for only 4 million people, then theoretically it's possible to find another line of employment. But on the other hand, so many of you here have decided, Bruce, I'm going to do what you suggested here. I'm going to become a full-time option writer. I make so much money writing options. In the first year that I've been doing this with you, my option income was like $300 to $500 a month when I started, because I was very tentative about it. Then I started doing this $500, $800, $1,000 a month kind of money for a while. And then I built it up again and got more comfortable writing options. And it quickly went into this $1,500, $2,000 a month range. And in the last 6 months, I have completely changed out my portfolios. I am now an option writer. That's all I'm going to become. My entire portfolio is now designed so I can write options on the entire value of my portfolio in all kinds of areas, whether it's stock in high-tech companies, stock in manufacturing, stock in software, banking, you name it. I'm diversified on my holdings, and I'm bringing income in from everything I own. And now I am bringing in $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month in cash flow. And that has signaled in the household changes with respect to who does what for a living. And for some of you, it's been one of the spouses quitting a job, or a spouse going from a full-time to a part-time position. Others of you who have decided to offer your services to your existing employer, but in a different environment, and you've decided to become consultants for yourselves. Congratulations. I don't want to repeat myself every morning, but I'm excited for so many of you who are making phenomenal changes in your personal lives because of the option premiums you are bringing in. And it's been an eye-opener for a bunch of you, and many of you make a point to letting me know how it is happening for you. Those of you out there who've been writing options and you've been sending me notes saying, Bruce, here's my situation. I have these shares. I have these deep in the money calls. I wrote these contracts. What do you think I should do? Because I'm not quite sure what I should do next. Or I have this exposure. These are the calls I wrote. What should I do if the stock does this or if the market does that? Can you give me some ideas? You can send me an email. It would help, help me, give me a kind of a background on where you're at and how you got to where you're at. But for some of you, the best course of action might well be to either catch me one-on-one for a one-on-one session where we can spend an hour together or more at $400 for an hour of my time. We can get to the bottom of where you're at, where you're going, where you could be going. That could be the best $400 you ever spend on yourself, where you get a handle from me on what you got happening here and what the potential is. For some others of you, you may find that the 6-on-1 show that I'm doing now at 1 o'clock Eastern time to 2 o'clock Eastern time at this point for this week, it's yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I'm not sure about next week yet. I'm pretty tired. I might not do any next week. We'll see. But I have a 1-on-6 show today and tomorrow. If you're interested in being in the audience, being on camera with fellow viewers and myself during market hours today, that might be all you need to get a quick handle on where you're at. Cost to get in today or tomorrow's show is $150 for the hour. and you're on camera with up to 6 of us and myself, and we go over where the market is at right now, and what you're sitting on right now, and what are your options, what your choices are. And that might be something that might appeal to you, because if you are talking about writing 5, 10, or 20 contracts or more, the idea of writing a certain contract at a certain price, certain expiry, certain strike price, it could well be thousands of dollars in difference into your bank account just on what you're writing and what you're going to write or what you're going to roll over. And the cost of this session of $150 is chump change. You'll quickly go, oh, this was nothing. I'll do that for sure. If you'd like to be involved in the show, by all means, send me a donation of $150 to my PayPal account. Send me a private email saying I'd like to get in. I have 3 openings. Sorry, I have 2 openings for today left, and I have about 3 or 4 for tomorrow, and then we're full up again. Maximum of 6 per show. And if you'd like to be in today's show or tomorrow's show, excuse me, make a donation of $150 US to PayPal, which is linked down below, and also send me a private email, brucefarmer@hotmail.com, and just say, Bruce, I've just sent you a $150 donation on PayPal. I hope you got it. I'd like to be in today's show. And then I can send you the link to your personal email today, about 10 minutes before we go on the air. And then you'll be part of the camera. You'll be on camera with us, and we'll have an hour together to scheme away. Okay? That might be the ticket for some of you folks. Otherwise, you want to learn how to become an option writer and you're not sure what to do. The easiest way to do this, other than watching me and hanging out and trying to discern what we're talking about here every day, is go to my website, excuse me, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Head over to stockmarketswithbruce.ca and start taking classes. So you can buy 1 class at a time. There are 14 of them now. Start with class number 1 and then watch class number 2. You can rewatch them as many times as you want. And these classes are $150 each. They last an hour and a half to 2+ hours a piece, in plain English, on how everything to do with the option market works, where they come from, how they're created, how they disappear, how they shrink out in value, who writes them, why they're written, how they're written, and on it goes. There could be some real benefit for you there. I can tell you that a huge number of the members of this channel, the folks that you see over here, their names are maybe in green lettering and they have a little avatar beside their name. Those are members of this channel who have likely taken almost all the classes I've done. You don't have to be a class member to become a member of the channel. You can always become a member of the channel with just showing up. But generally what happens is folks watch the classes and then they realize pretty quickly, I want to become a member of this guy's channel so I can talk to him during market trading hours right here and pick his brain on what to write and when to buy something back and lock in a profit, and what's a stink bid, what's a stink offer, what about the 90-10 rule, how do poor man covered calls work, all the stuff that I need to know. It takes a while. There's no doubt about it. You want to become an option writer? You have to learn how the option market works. It's not given to you. It's not just something that's gifted to you and you can now just go with it. You've got to learn the phrases, the patterns, and you have to recognize how markets work in the options pit. And that's what we do here. That's what we're all about. So again, thank you all very much for your support of this channel, letting me know about coming in on the 6-on-1s or taking classes or 1-on-1s on your own. We'll do the best we can for you and try to help you become a prolific option writer. Another shout out to everyone out there. Those of you able to give us a thumbs ups today, thank you all so much for that. We have 72 thumbs ups already here in the house. We try on this show to hit 200 every day. If you're watching me now on a rerun of this show because you're joining me late, hit the thumbs up button immediately, even though you're watching on the rerun. This show gets a lot of momentum from viewers, even after hours, who hit the thumbs up button. Days after the show is broadcast, people still hit the thumbs up button. It tells YouTube there's a lot of engagement here between viewer and creator, and this channel is valuable and should be promoted by the YouTube analytic computers. So thank you, all of you. What can I say, my friend DQ? That logo right there says it all. Steeler Nation. I'm so sorry to hear the news that Franco Harris passed away last night at age 72. The Immaculate Reception. Such a heartbreaking story that the timing is critical. It's just killing me. There's a big football game coming up, the 24th, in 3 days. It is the 50th anniversary of the incredible catch that Franco Harris made. The Oakland Raiders, or the Raiders, are coming to the Steelers, and the two teams are getting together in 3 days for this game. And the Immaculate Reception is the whole theme of the game. And the man in the middle of it all passed away last night at age 72. Steelers Nation is stunned this morning about the news. I told Auntie Jen the news this morning. It's harder to tell her to tell you. I'll tell you. What can I say? It's sad. It's hard when a hero dies. It really is. I don't know this man like I know other sports heroes really near and dear to me. But I do know about this relationship between Franco Harris and the Pittsburgh Steelers faithful. It's pretty deep. I did have the pleasure, however, of meeting Franco Harris. I met him in I think it was 91, might have been 92, in Atlanta, Georgia. I had, at that time, I had a retail store that it was just starting up, and it was selling sports cards, collectible sports cards, and comic books and so on. And I went to the National Sports Card Show in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was able to attend a function for one of the sports card companies. Don't remember if it's Upper Deck or Topps Cards, whoever it was. And in the room were a number of NFL players who came in, and one of them, Franco Harris. Oh man. So I got to meet him. I came up to him, introduced myself, and he was totally welcoming to anyone who was coming his way, because he was paid to be there. Let's be honest. He wasn't there for free. He was being paid to be there. A Hall of Famer, very gracious, and just a super personality. He really, no one left disappointed. There were a number of Hall of Famers in that room, but that particular guy I remembered, and that was pretty cool to be able to meet him. And of course, he had been retired now for a number of years, coming up to 20 years, maybe coming up to 15 years retired. I don't quite know. And yet he was an imposing figure, huge man. And I'm 6 feet tall with my stilts on, as you know, 4'8" in real life, as you guys figured out how short I really am. And here's this massive giant. It was pretty cool. So it was neat to meet him. I told Jen about it, of course, and Jen was just so jealous because she didn't accompany me for this business trip. And I got to talk to him. Of course, this is the days before cell phones and selfies. This is 1991, 92. I got my home computer in 1993. My first cell phone in my hand would have been, I don't know, 1998, 99, 2000. I don't remember. So there was no such thing as selfies and all that stuff in those days. But that was really, really something. Anyway, so this game coming up is going to be something emotional. Whew! So filled with emotion coming up. I have a suspicion, though, that the best of the best is going to come out of the Steelers, and it could be absolutely unbelievable. In any event, that is the story so far this morning. on the wires. That came across and really hit the wires big time. NFL.com, it's the number one story. The passing of Franco Harris, unbelievable. Anyway, thank you all for bearing with me here. We're up 322 on the Dow this morning. We were up 250 when I first started talking to you guys on the Gold Bagel Alert Show, and we were at 250. Now we're up 322 on the Dow. The S&P's up 29 points, and the Nasdaq is up 56. So we have a good start to the day. The question is, how long will the good start last? Now, Congress has been hashing out a omnibus spending bill, which everyone knew was coming. Every Republican knew, every Democrat knew. This has been in the works for months, and it happens every midterm, and it happens every presidential election cycle. You get the House of Congress putting together a bill, a monster spending bill that they try to ram through at the last minute before the shift of leadership change, in this case from the Democrats to the Republicans. And you can be rest assured that not only are the Democrats deep in discussion, so are the Republicans looking to get their pet peeves through, their pet projects in. And we keep hearing about, well, this is going into the bill, but this didn't make it. This is going to make it. This isn't going to make it. And on go the horse trading back and forth. And the big part of the bill is that government expenditures are going to be covered until September. So it gives the U.S. economy the assurance that, as goofy as it's going to be in the Congress, and it will be completely out of control as soon as the Republicans take over, you can count on this one. The one thing that will not falter in the U.S. Congress, in the Senate, at the White House, at the Treasury Department, and everything else is money isn't going to run out on the U.S. economy until at least next September. Because by the time next September rolls around, the hope is, cross your fingers, that the Republicans will have figured out a way to calm down their radical members that are on the far right, the right, and everywhere else between the middle and the right. And they found some kind of a consensus to kind of work some legislation, because the first 6-8 months, it's going to be the Biden-Hunter prosecution show, because they want to change the page from the Donald Trump prosecution show to the Biden-Hunter prosecution show, because that's what's really wrong with America. Biden's son. Okay. In the meantime, thankfully, the spending bills will have passed and they will be enacted, and that all goes through. So that is happening as I speak to you now, and that should pass the House in the next couple of days, just before the end of the year, and the Senate is ready to ratify. The president will sign it. Done like dinner. We move on. The markets like this. This is the silliness of it all. The stock market is very pleased to see a massive spending bill go through the House. It funds the military, it funds Ukraine, it funds U.S. operations, it funds government spending, it funds the employees. It just goes on and on and on. And the markets are going, good. Get this done. Give it 9 months of time to run, not a 3-week thing. It's a 9-month thing. And we can concentrate now on 9 months of economic activity in the economy. We don't want to be distracted by you morons in Washington. We want you out of our picture. We want to worry about our consumers, our international trading partners. We want to worry about inflation, interest rates, stuff that matters. We don't want to matter about what this Republican or this Democrat or this independent or this Looney Tune person thinks about QAnon or lasers from outer space. We don't want to hear about it. We don't give a crap about any of it. We want to make money, and we want to be left alone to do that. And so here's why this is one reason why the market is up today, because this bill is going through the House right now very quickly. Although there are some key provisions that have been dropped out of the whole thing, promises made that cannot be kept, political issues, and on we go. But this is the typical thing that happens every time one of these comes up. You can count on this every 2 years as a guarantee. Every 2 years, this happens, especially when you have a change of leadership. So from Democrat to Republican, Republican to Democrat, are there last minute bills shoved in to legislation? And this is no different than anywhere else. All right. We'll see how this all works out. Oil is up 162 a barrel to 77.71. And we'll see see how this market wants to really react. The NASDAQ is up 0.5% and the S&P up 0.7%. The Dow's up almost 1%. That's what I've got right at the moment. Now, we also heard this morning, or at least I read this morning, that this much talked about and discussed and debated tax credit thing for electric vehicles, this major revelation that was supposed to be made at the end of the year that would tell Americans, if you were to buy an electric car made by company 1, 2, or 3, these are the tax credits you will earn from your federal tax because this company, number 1 or number 2 or number 3, they are so much American made, so much American assembled, so much American parts sourced, on and on and on it went. This whole thing was supposed to be announced at the end of the year. It's been delayed now. It's now delayed, I think, the end of March, but it might be into May. It might be like a 6-month delay. I'm not 100% sure on this. There is a delay. This is bad news for Tesla. Why is it bad news for Tesla? Because Tesla is the all-American poster child for American-made cars with new technology. Let's not forget that the Model S, the Model X, the first 2 vehicles, electric vehicles, were created out of Freeport, California, out of the plant in Freeport. The Model 3 was designed in the United States. The Model Y designed, it is being manufactured, the Model 3 and the Model Y, in Freeport and in Texas now, and of course in China as well, and now in Berlin. Tesla has a lot of parts made in the USA, a lot of its battery components, America. And so the common sense thinking was, well, if you're going to buy a Tesla Model 3 or a Model Y, you should probably qualify for the biggest tax deduction the government will give because it's an American company with American manufacturing, on and on and on and on and on. Now, the problem is Tesla can't brag about the fact that their Model 3 or Model Y might have the highest tax breaks available of any electric car because it's all delayed. This gives Ford, this gives General Motors, this gives Rivian and all the other competitors to Tesla, which are at various levels of competence. It gives them more time to convince the government that their vehicles should also qualify for maximum write-offs. And there are definitely U.S. congressmen and U.S. state senators who are heavily lobbying the Department of the Environment, to issue their home brands, the lobbyists that come to their offices the most, which are not Tesla lobbyists, they're everybody else's, to give them the biggest break possible. Now, while all this is happening, you've had visits to the White House and you've had active discussions between the administration, the White House, and administrations from around the world, like Canada, France, the UK, Germany, Spain. You've had deep discussions where foreign governments are saying to the American government, hey, we also are promoting clean energy through the use of electric vehicles. And it just so happens that between Canada and America, there has been, between Mexico, Canada, and the US, there has been a long relationship with automobile production in North America between the three countries. And the Canadians are saying to the Americans, look, we would like to propose tax credits for Canadians to buy electric vehicles. It's kind of hard for us to approve any kind of a tax break on a Tesla or a General Motor vehicle or a Ford vehicle if you guys don't recognize parts made in Canada for American cars. We can't recognize parts made in America for Canadian cars. And so we aren't going to be promoting American-made vehicles. You're not going to be promoting Canadian partially made vehicles. We are hurting each other rather than helping each other. Why aren't we becoming one happy family here in North America with the North American Free Trade Agreement and the Auto Pact and all the history between the three of us? Why don't all three of us give our citizens these tax breaks based on North American component manufacturing? And we'll work percentages out, and we'll do this and we'll do that. Because after all, if Canada is a major supplier to the United States lithium requirements, and Canada is a major provider of other components that America needs, and America provides major components for Canadians and Mexicans, for both of us, why aren't we all just working this thing out? And there are those out there who say it's got to be America only. America only can only be for, the tax break can only be for American-made, American-sourced, American-manufactured. Screw everybody else. And the outside analysts who are brought in sort of say, okay, calm down, relax, breathe, and think of the big picture. The big picture. If you only concentrate on the American part of the show, you're dealing with a third of the business. If you open it up to Canada, Mexico, America as a combined force, you're talking 3/4 of the business. And we're talking about the end game of more Americans being employed because the vehicles made in Illinois and assembled in California, distributed out of Ohio, whatever states you want to bring up here, all these parts and all this stuff, the rubber for the tires, the brake pads, the seatbelt components, it goes on and on and on and on, thousands of parts. If you open it up to all the industries that are involved in the making of all the brands of electric vehicles, we're talking about a huge number of US states with a lot of job increases. We're talking about Ontario in Canada, Quebec in Canada, definitely improving their automobile side, which is good for the economy there, which means they buy more electric cars. Hello. Mexico, you're lifting Mexico's standard of living higher. And that's a good thing because there's a problem at the border between Mexico and America. If you can give people south of the Mexican border a reason not to come to America to find work because they can find work in Mexico instead, that solves another little problem you've got down there that is constantly an irritant between the parties. Can you improve the standard of living for all North Americans by cutting a deal between the three countries so they all benefit mutually? This is where the analysts are coming in, and the top economists, they are scoring points here. Now, the zealots in politics, it's make America great, screw everybody else, and make Canada great, make Mexico great, screw everybody else. These guys have their base, no question about it. But the economists get the ear of the guy who has to sign the legislation. And the Prime Minister of Canada, the President of Mexico, the President of the United States, and their top advisors are being shown undisputable mathematical formulas and results and saying, look, these 25 cities in the United States will benefit with these jobs if you open up the tax breaks for vehicles partially made in America, partially made in Canada, partially made in Mexico, but all over distributed throughout North America. These 25 cities will add tons of jobs to their existing job base. It's not a takeaway. There's no losers. There's actually more winners. Yes, Canadian jobs will be created. Yes, Mexican jobs will be created. And American jobs will be created. All three win. If you separate it out and make it purely geographical within a country, all three lose. You all will lose because you've put up barriers between the three countries to flow parts across the borders. And this is a defeat. This is a defeat for free trade. It's a defeat for the North American alliance. Better to be together than to be apart. Anyway, you'll get the arguments from everybody else. You've heard mine. I'm just an old man. What the hell do I know? We'll see how this plays itself out. Anyway, that's the story. In the meantime, for Tesla, the bad news is they don't have certainty. Tesla cannot say with any certainty that, oh, January the 1st, everything will be fine. We got our tax breaks announced. We'll know what the tax break will be for a Tesla, for an Illinois purchaser, a purchaser in Florida, somebody buying a car in Texas. Here's what your car is going to cost you now. You're going to save all kinds of federal tax money. They can't do that Jan 1 anymore. It's been delayed. And now the problem is how long and what will the number be? We still don't know. And so you can see how deep these discussions have become and how incredibly important they've become. In the case of the Biden White House, the good news is because of the midterm election results and the fact that the Senate is still Democratic, even more Democratic than before, the administration can now handle these background chats with economists and consultants for exactly what I was just talking about, making this an inclusive arrangement rather than America only. Had it been a Republican wave where they took over the Senate, they took over the House, the White House wouldn't be able to negotiate with Canada and Mexico for a deal. They'd have to go the America only route. But here they can go the open route and come out with the reasons why it makes sense. The world is the world. It's a complicated place. And there are happy people and upset people, and there are winners and losers, and there are short-term winners, and sometimes there are long-term winners. The problem is, if you're a short-term politician that needs a win today, you haven't got 5 years to make it work. You've got 5 months to make it work, especially if you're thinking of running for president of the United States. You need controversy that works in your favor immediately. You can't be talking about long-term solutions to problems until you are the president of the United States. And so the politics of the world are always there. And those of us on the outside looking in, who are just trying to get a living, who are just trying to survive, we unfortunately have to tolerate the whole darn thing. In the meantime, we're trying to figure out what the market is going to do. Because at the end of the day, what is your success based on? Is your success based on who the president is in the White House? Is your success based on who your local sheriff is? Is your success based on whether or not cannabis can be paid for with a credit card or in cash only? What is your success based on? All of us have our own different needs, wants, and desires. But a lot of you who are here are kind of looking for an answer like, Bruce, what option can I write that'll depreciate and I can keep the change on? What stock should I write options on that I can make the most money for me? Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to make money, Bruce. Can you help me get richer? And option writing has become the way for many of you here to succeed. But you have to be aware of the big picture anyway. Like it or not, you got to understand the big picture. And so there's a lot going on out there. If you wonder why is it that presidents get tired looking when they become presidents, they come in as energetic guys and then they get more and more tired as the years go by. What I just talked to you about for 15 minutes is 1/1,000,000th of their day. These guys have this issue and millions of other issues on their plate at all times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there are lobbyists waiting just outside their offices, just outside the building, all over town. Every senator, every congressman, every council member of every city in town, every mayor, bombarded by special interests who want their stuff looked after. and you've got these people in power who have to make decisions what's best for the country. That means there are winners and there are losers, because if your lobbying efforts didn't pay off, you're a loser. If your lobbying efforts did pay off, you're a winner. And sometimes it's as cruel as that. And that's how the world works. Welcome to the world in which we are part of. Thank you all for being part of the show. Michael, way to go, buddy. I bought those Apple calls that I got 1306 for $248. What a steal. Way to go, Michael. You have earned every penny you made on that trade because of how long you waited and how you folded your arms and let it come to you. Nicely, nicely done. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It's great to have you here. I'm hoping the trolls aren't too nasty today. I don't know what's been going on there. I've been too busy yapping away about what's going on. Thank you all for being part of the show here and being part of my channel. If you're a lurker, we love you. We hope you're a lurker that has definitely subscribed to this channel. It's important that you do that. I would love to know how many subscribers we really have here. Also, if you are a lurker, however, and you want to get more involved in the channel, we would love it if you became a member of the channel, because we had to combat trolls almost 2 years ago. We had to battle off trolls who are trying to destroy this channel every day. And thank you, all of you out there who have become members of this channel. By doing so, you have kept us PG friendly. It is a welcoming environment. There's a real good, great gang of people here who are part of this community. And we welcome you all in if you're coming on in as a member of this channel. Whether you're a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member or whether you're becoming a Gold Bagel member, thank you. Those of you who have hit the thumbs up button, 112 already, I cannot thank you enough for this. Thank you all for helping out. We try to hit 200 thumbs ups every show in the morning. And lately, it's been a bit of a struggle because the week before Christmas, people take off. And let's be frank, not everyone is here right now. Folks have got holidays on the go, family trips on the go, all kinds of stuff on their minds. And the last thing on their minds is to throw a thumbs up at this balding YouTuber. But if you're watching right now out there and you're able to hit that thumbs up button for me, please do it now. Give this show some early momentum here, and let's get as close to 200 thumbs ups as humanly possible as early as we can before the markets even open up. I would really appreciate it. We see 117 now are coming in, 118, here they come. Thank you all for nailing this thumbs up button for us. It means the world to us, those of us who are already members and followers, to have additional folks come on in here and hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoy understanding how the market works in plain English, you enjoy learning about how options work, and you love making money, please hit the thumbs up button and make my job easier to promote this channel to others who could follow us and also come through here. Thank you. 124 now have come in here. Here they come. 76 more to go, and we've got 200 thumbs ups. It's still a reach, but I thank you all for coming together for us and helping us out. All righty. Welcome one, welcome all. We're going to be opening here in about 17 minutes. And at the moment, the Dow holds a 328-point pre-market gain. That's 1%. It's the best of the morning. The S&P is up 29.5, and the Nasdaq's up 54.5. Nasdaq is up only half a point, only half the Dow. S&P up 0.79. Crude oil up $1.72 on the hope that demand in China will grow in 2023. I think though the oil pros are missing the big picture, and the big picture is, I think China has been loading up on oil everywhere it can get it, mainly from Russia through pipelines they already have existing over there, and that they're sitting on record stocks of Russian oil, and they've been buying it at a lovely discount to the world price, and been offering Russians other items in exchange for crude. Might not be cash, but it could certainly be foodstuffs, raw materials, what have you. Um, China, I just don't think will be a bigger buyer of oil than they have been already. I just don't think so. This COVID wave that's hitting China now, the estimates are 1 million deaths at the very, very least in 2023, minimum. But unless we can really verify the numbers, we'll never know. The only way we can tell how China's really doing with the COVID virus is to study their import-export numbers. It's the number of container ships coming and going. That's the sign right there. If they're not able to deliver merchandise to their customers on time and at certain volumes, then you'll know that COVID has taken its toll. If they're importing less merchandise than previously thought, that's another sign that the domestic economy of China might be in real trouble over there. And I believe that is the case. I really believe that the domestic economy in China is in big trouble because a lot of people have been really upset about the lockdowns for the last year and a half, and that a number of folks are walking away from employers that have done massive and consecutive lockdowns again and again and again, touting the Communist Party line right to a T. I think a lot of folks are fed up, and they're looking for autonomy from that, some separation from that. I just kind of get the impression that a lot of folks over there have just had enough of the garbage that they've been fed because they don't believe it. They don't believe the propaganda anymore. They're silently quitting the Communist Party in a silent way because you sure don't brag about it because that gets you into a jail cell. We'll see how that plays out. GameStop is at $20.60 pre-market. We're up 34 cents a share today on a volume of 29,000 shares. We got nothing going on here. Absolutely nothing going on. It's a very quiet pre-market at the moment. Looking at other stocks, I see Rocket Lab up 5 cents in the pre-market. I got SoFi 8 cents higher at 465. I see Matterport is up 4 cents. 23andMe is up 7. Spire down looks like 3 cents at 107 now. ATIP is up maybe 2/3 of a penny, 29.9, something like that. SmartRent down a penny. Cyxtera up 9 cents. The Apple shares looks like we have about a 68-70 cent gain at roughly 133 at the moment. Goldman's up 250. Cisco 23 cents to the positive side. Tesla is slipping again. We got over 141 this morning. Now we're 139.35. We can't seem to hold $140 on Tesla. We're up 160 today, but yesterday $12 drop from basically 150.51 to 137 last night. ARC Innovations up 37 cents. Microsoft up 70 cents. Bed Bath Beyond is up 4.5. Pfizer up 38. HPQ up 17. Carvana up a dime. Google Alphabet down a nickel, and Amazon up $1 at the moment. So we're not getting a phenomenal run across the board coming into this market. It sounds impressive when I tell you that the Dow is up 300. It sounds great. Sounds, oh, wow, 300-point gain for the Dow. This is great. But it's not translating into every single stock is having the time of its life. I kind of wonder if this is a weak rally of the light proportion. We have the only reason we're up a little bit on these stocks is because tax loss selling is easing off, and there's just a little more bias on the upside. And we were oversold the last 2 weeks. We've had 2 weeks of down markets, but my other brain is asking. The other half of my brain is going, "Geez, we could be in a dead cat bounce here in the first hour of epic proportions, and we could go lower again." So I'm not so sure if this is what we have happening here. Economists are increasingly mentioning time and time again the shift of concern. They were worried last year about inflation. They were worried about runaway interest rates. That was the dominant talk of the first 6 months of last year. And now slowly but surely from last year's 6 months to the first 6 months of 2023, the worry now, the big problem now for economists is a slowing economy. And the question is coming up again and again and again about PE multiples. Are they too high on stocks where they are making money? Because what analysts are agreeing on now uniformly, because history confirms it, that last year, October, November range was the highest earnings made by corporations, publicly traded companies. Publicly traded companies made the most money they'd ever made in their history up until last year, October, November. And ever since then, quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter, we have been noticing how stocks get rewarded with a little up move when they beat lowered estimates. That's the new normal now. Beating the estimates, which are lowered estimates. This has been going across the board everywhere, globally. Every single public company around the world has been playing this game. Wall Street never says sell. They never tell you to take your money out of the market. They just reallocate it to somewhere else. The game will continue. We are in a recession already. We have been in a recession likely for 6-8 months. It has been a light and thin and sporadic recession. Certain sectors have avoided a recession. The main notable area that has avoided a recession, energy production, the oil and gas sectors. They've had generally high prices, and they've been making good money. But we are noticing in the software area layoffs left, right, and center. The big FANG stocks have had massive layoff announcements and hiring freezes and spending freezes. That's been going on for 6 months. That is now spreading. That news is spreading. Maybe not at light speed, and maybe not like a sledgehammer type announcement. These are subtle little announcements that are coming out. Like Friday night, you probably didn't hear this, but Friday night, our friends over at Royal Caribbean unloaded 9% of their domestic U.S. staff. Land-based employees of Royal Caribbean were let go. Right now, December the 21st, right now, cruise lines are up to here in business. They are getting phone calls, email messages, travel agents who are booking cruises for January, February, March, and April all over the place. And in the next 2-3 weeks, the travel agencies of the world will be contacting the cruise lines for summer cruises in Europe and to Alaska. This is selling time. And right now, at the height of this business, at this cycle, Royal Caribbean unloaded 9% of their land-based employees. And then they turned around and sold off their office buildings, their ports facilities, their parking garages, their terminals to lease them back. They did a sale leaseback arrangement. This is screaming bankruptcy. This absolutely screams the possibility of bankruptcy for Royal Caribbean, because they cannot borrow a dime from anybody for under 15-18% right now. No one will lend them money. And so what they're doing is they're basically going to the pawn shop and they're pawning off their own assets for cash. And the way they're convincing the pawn shop to buy their assets is, we just laid off 9% of the staff. We've now just taken 1/10 of our labor costs off the table for the balance of this next year for sure. There's no way we can't pay the rent. No problem whatsoever. This is bad news. And that means for customer experiences and on-board ship experiences, it's going to get ugly. It's not going to be good. You're probably going to notice cutbacks on board. You will also notice, there's been no doubt about this, you will also notice continued price increases in the cruise area. All the cruise lines in the last 3 weeks have all raised their daily tipping amounts that per day passengers, every day passengers are charged this tipping fee. The gratuities have all been bumped up 18 to 20% now for a gratuity, mandatory, even if your kid orders a soft drink at the dinner table. 20% tip on a $4 soda. So it's 80 cents in tip money for a soda, okay? The soda that is a fountain drink that they're pulling out for a dime, they're charging you $4 for that plus 80-cent tip money. We're talking about cruise lines at wit's end, pulling out every trick in the book to try to survive. They are in big, big trouble, and this is just a fringe lender. There's all kinds of them out there, and this slow economic meltdown is continuing on, and a lot of people are missing it. They're not noticing it, and this is going to get worse. But it is what it is. We have 5 minutes left to go to open our day up. Will the market hold a 300 plus gain? I don't know. The Dow right now is showing a 298 gain on the futures. We're only up 0.9 on the Dow. We're only up 40 on NASDAQ. That's 0.36 of a percentage. So these markets are easing off, coming into 4 minutes from the opening as I see it right now. And I've just noticed I don't have my cell phone here. My cell phone has been left in the kitchen when I last got myself some coffee and some cola. Because when I get up in the morning around here, you know what it is outside? Dark. I get up at 3:30 in the morning and it's dark outside. So I have left my phone in the kitchen and I don't have it. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to excuse myself to head over to the kitchen to go get it because we open trading in 3 minutes and it is crucial. I see the quotes on the markets and I use my phone for that. So while I'm away, just going to remind you folks who the professor is around here with respect to the classes. I'll see you in just a second. All right, we're back. Don't mess with that guy. He'll teach you all kinds of stuff. Here's what the cruise lines want you to think about when you go on a cruise holiday. They want you looking at this kind of stuff. And why not? Here's the Cayman Islands here in years gone by where folks would take photos of the ships out in the water. And, I think right in that picture, I think we see 5 of them at least. And there were times in the last few years up until COVID that 7 would show up in one day. You'd have 3,000 passengers per ship on average. And that'd be 20,000 people would get off the ships to go to the island. The problem is the island can only handle, it only has 50, 60,000 residents. Next thing you know, you got 20,000 people showing up from 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon and just overrun the place. And then after 5 o'clock, they'd all be gone again and would get quiet. But it would be taxing. It would be a little frustrating to be in downtown Georgetown and have these massive ships coming in with hordes of people all over downtown looking for a T-shirt or trying to buy a watch or something or going on a tour. Here's Stingray City that Cayman Islands are famous for, where you get on a boat like one of these boats here. Probably they have like 20 of these things, and each of them have 100 people on it. There's 2,000 people standing in 4 feet of water, and these poor stingrays are just being fed some gunk by these operators. This is not natural. This is all for show, and it's not, the locals didn't like it, but these are the beautiful photos that the cruise lines want you to think about when you think about going on a cruise. Just so you know, it's okay. You gotta go to a place. Cayman Islands is nice, but if you really want to enjoy the Cayman Islands, you want to go there for a week, stay in a hotel, rent a car, and just enjoy the atmosphere of the place. Bring lots of money if you're going to do that, though, because boy, is it expensive to go there. There's no question. It's always been expensive. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. We are open now. I'm pretty sure my friend Larry Titus has done exactly this. Boom, baby. Here we go. You got to love it. Thank you, my friend, for throwing those bells out there. We're up and we're running and we're open, and I welcome you all to the show. If any of you would like to join me today for the live on camera 1-on-6 show, it'll start at 1 o'clock Eastern time today. From 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Eastern time, up to 6 of you can join me if you like, live during the market, where we will be on a private telecast, just the 6 of us, or 7 of us, I guess, and we'll talk about trading and your option positions and what you're thinking of doing and what you thought you might want to do, and get your opinion heard, and what do you think we were looking at. We did our first one yesterday, and I think it went rather well, I have to say. There was a pretty good reaction to that show. We'll do our second one today and our third one tomorrow. And we have 2 openings left for today if anyone wants to score one. And we have 2 openings, or 3 or 4 openings tomorrow, and then that'll be it for a while. I'm going to take a week or 2 to reflect on whether we do any more of these and how we do them and so on. But you're part of the experiment, and I think the gang yesterday had a good time and learned a few things about their option writing techniques and what options to write and when, what's the next one to roll into, and why not this one, why this one, and so on and so forth. For those of you who are thinking of becoming full-time option writers, this is for you. If you really want to become someone who makes a living doing this and gets away from that 9-to-5 endless crap job you have, this $150 admission price to get into this 1-hour show will be well worth your while. So let me know if you want to be in on it. Send me a PayPal donation for 150 US with a private email after that, and just say, hey, I'd like to be in today's show. Here's $150. I'd like to be in today's show. I will get you a link 10 minutes before we start the 1 o'clock in the afternoon show today or tomorrow, and you can be part of the gang and part of history for this channel. Thank you all for being here. DQ says, rest in peace, Franco Harris, rock and roll. JR, there's Larry. He's here. Good morning, everybody. Brian, going to try to start my car. Wish me luck. JR, good luck, Brian. I don't miss those days. Welcome all to the show. We're up, we're running, we're open. Let's see what these markets are doing here in the first few minutes. See what we really have going on here. I am showing, I believe, the market indicating a 300-point run up so far on the Dow, with the S&P up 24 and NASDAQ up 39. Now, the Dow is up 0.93 of a percentage point, but it's all by itself. The S&P is only up 0.65, and the NASDAQ is only up 0.38. So we're not getting it confirmed by the rest of the street. Oil is up 193 a barrel to 78.02. GameStop is only up a dime. It's actually even only up 8 cents a share. 2034. We're not getting a confirmation from many other places. Moderna is up 359 to 204.75. A little start there. ATIP is at 29 cents on the nose. Tesla is up $1.43 at 139.23. We can't even get to 140 here. SoFi 461 is up 4.5 cents. Apple is up $1, not like $3 or $4. This is not leading the market up. Apple is not your leader. Apple is being dragged up by the market. This is a bad sign. The stock's 133.40. It's at lows, not the all-time low, but it's off a ways. not recovering right now. HPQ 26.97. We're up 36 cents there. Little recovery bounce. Amazon is only up 29 cents. That's not good. Amazon's still trading at too high a multiple. HD, Home Depot up 280. Cisco up 39 cents. Netflix actually down a nickel. Pfizer is up 3 cents. We've got IBM up 73 back to 142. Microsoft still $1.50 lower today, $240. That is a precursor of what's coming here. Microsoft is not leading, it's falling. Vanik Semiconductors up 180. Adobe down 81. Goldman up 365. Google off 62 cents, 89.01. I like Google down here. I like the Google shares under 90 a lot. Google is trading right now at an 18-time PE multiple. It's not overpriced. It's not beyond greatness or anything like that. This is getting attractively priced. If you're able to buy deep in the money calls on Google, maybe they're the 60s, maybe 70s, might be attractive here to acquire and write calls on. You'll have to check for the 90-10 rule, and you'll have to see what the option premiums look like. But I like the idea of Google under 90. Boeing up $3. Meta Platforms down 50 cents at 116.60 or so. Little pressure on Meta today. ME, 23andMe, is down 1 penny. Rocket Lab is up 3 cents. Matterport seems to be off a nickel. We've got SmartRent down just 8 cents. Spire down 4. Cyxtera up 1. Royal Caribbean up $1.35. AMC at $5.17 for a common stock. 68 cents for the preferred stock. Not looking good. Bed Bath Beyond is up 3 cents to $2.74. Carvana 407 down 9. Robinhood 7.99 down 11 cents. Not looking good at Robinhood. BlackBerry down 34 today to 381. Norwegian up 15 cents. Carnival up 8. Target is down 90 cents. JP Morgan is up 183. Costco down $1.32 to 456. But Costco, even at 456, is 34.5 times earnings, and they are not breaking records over there. Their margins are under pressure. Walmart, 35-cent gain right now, 144.40. The big question in big retailer land is, can they manage their inventories properly? The first question, of course, is, do you have the right stuff? Are you getting enough of a margin on it? And are you going to be able to offload enough of what you brought in so that in the January, February, you can start turning over your inventory towards springtime? Can you begin to take advantage of summer and spring sales? So you'll bring in your barbecues in February. You'll bring in your patio sets. You'll bring in, all the New Year's stuff, and not be overburdened with all kinds of stuff from last October to December. That's gone already. This is being discussed big time in the markets, and all retailers are being watched closely by analysts to see if they can offload the oversupply or not get caught with an oversupply of inventory that they can't move for an entire year, which means they have to store it or they got to offload it to secondary retailers for a loss. The Dow is up 319 points. 0.99 of a percentage point, where the Nasdaq's only up 0.49. 53-point gain on Nasdaq. It is not following the Dow. Oil up 188 to $77.97. GameStop is at 20.41 to 42. We're up like 16 cents. We're not getting this massive rally at these low prices on GameStop. This is notable to see. 143,000 traded on GameStop in the first 9 minutes. We got nothing going on here. ATIP is at 29 cents, down 0.3 of a penny. Tesla is backing up. It's 138.75, only up 75 cents. Tesla is backing off. SoFi 456 down a penny. Apple is up 193 to 134.23. And we've got partial gains, fractional gains on most stocks right now, not multi-dollar blowout gains happening. And yet the Dow is showing a gain of 330. I mean, you get the indication that, wow, the Dow's looking great. This must be really good for the market. Not happening. It's just not happening. Excuse me. The stocks that are leading the parade higher, it's Nike that by far is all by itself having a fabulous day, and no one else is joining the party. Nike is up $15 a share, 14.8% at $118. And the Nike story seems to be that they have hit a sweet spot for their sneaker sales. That margins are good. The right inventory is in stock. It's selling the way it should. And maybe there were too many skeptics out there, and the skeptics are being, taken to the shed at the moment. Caterpillar is up 1.7%. The Dow Chemical up 1.6%, Boeing up 1.5%, so is JP Morgan, so is 3M Company. Apple up 1.4%, Intel 1.2%, Travelers 1.1%, Honeywell 1.1%, American Express is up 1%, Coca-Cola's up 1%, Goldman's up 1 point, Chevron almost up 1 point. Losers, Walgreens Boots Alliance down 0.86 of a percentage point, and Salesforce down 0.1 of a percentage point. And laggards would be Merck, Microsoft, United Health Group. They're all less than 0.1 of a percentage point higher. They're not doing as well. But generally speaking, after the 14.8% gain on Nike, everybody else is less than 2% higher. So this is a one stock rally for the Dow, and the Dow has to ask itself, really, are we going to get all excited about Nike and it's going to lead us higher? I don't think so, but so far, so good. That's what it is. Headline from Carnival Cruise Line, they post narrow than expected adjusted loss, but revenue misses the mark. The analysts were expecting a higher fourth quarter revenue, and it didn't come in. Their net loss narrowed to $1.6 billion of losses in their fourth quarter. So they lost $1.6 billion instead of $2.6 billion year over year. But the revenue came in at $3.84 billion, and the analysts were looking for 3.9. They were looking for 500 million more, and they didn't get it. Almost 750 million more. And Carnival says that they expect the first quarter adjusted net loss of 750 to 850 million, and they really believe that they're on the right track to profitability. The thing that worries me as an observer of the cruise lines, and I cover them a lot on my other channel, is that you guys are sailing right now at almost 100% capacity, and for the first quarter of 2023, you are booked up. You have booked up to the top of the rafters, every cabin you can get your hand on, any bed you have. The Carnival brand handles Holland America, Princess Cruise Lines, of course, Carnival lines. They handle Cunard. They handle Costa Cruises. They have like 8 different brands, and they're maxing out their passengers, and they're still expecting an $800 to $900 million loss in the first quarter. They just upped their daily room rates, their tip charges, their gratuities. They now charge for breakfast to be delivered to your room. That used to be free. Now you pay $10 plus 20% gratuity. It is, every passenger on that ship is getting dinged left, right, and center for extra cash, back and forth everywhere, and they still can't break even. That, to me, is a bad news story. Really bad news story. And I don't know what the answer is to turn them into a profitable corporation, because you can't order less fuel if you're going to move your ship. The only thing you can do on your ship movement is to bring your cruises closer into Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So go to the Bahamas and go to, Turks and Caicos and then come back, but not go to Barbados, not go to further out islands. Don't go to Mexico and back in a week. Make it a 10-day cruise instead. I don't know. The turnarounds, they might have to reduce the turnarounds, keep the ships out at sea longer. Instead of having 5 and 7-day cruises, have 9 and 12-day cruises. You don't have as many turnarounds. You don't have to pay as much money to the sea staff to be there. You don't have to pay as much in fees to the U.S. Homeland Security Department, because you're not pushing a ship through 52 weeks a year, maybe only 30 weeks a year through the ports. Not as many port charges in Fort Lauderdale, in Miami or Port Canaveral. Maybe that's an answer. I don't know. Some folks say, oh, no, you got to go to 5-day cruises. You have to have more. You got to do 5-day cruises and offer the cruise for $499 and then nail them with another $500-600 in add-ons, and really hose them that way. The problem with that is you've got, I think, much higher costs and much more wear and tear on the ship, turning people in and out 60 times a year instead of 52 or 30 times. I think 30 disembarkations and embarkations are a lot easier on the bottom line than 60, but that's just me. This is the problem in the cruise business, kids, and it's happening elsewhere. Constantine, I am thumbs up 145, Bruce. Thank you, Constantine. I love you, buddy. BW, since starting to watch you, Uncle B, not only have I noticed all the different market trends, I'm also noticing how much Wall Street is a shell game, how they prey on the look squirrel mentality of retail. They shine the keys, the fancy little shiny thing. Look at this, and then look away. Maybe Bobby, don't you plug in a motor heater, Brian? People are asking about how to start a car in cold weather. Good morning, everybody, says the doubting philosopher. Bruce, I am number 146 for your 200 count thumbs up meter. Thank you, all of you guys, for coming through for me, coming to my rescue every day. We have 150 thumbs ups. I need 50 more. Come on in, people. Help us out here. I appreciate it. Brian, Bobby, I moved here from the East Coast, never needed a block heater. The cars out here come with these things. Mine did not, as I brought it back east. I'm proof you don't need one. Just drive your car daily. Brian, block heater is recommended out here because the air is so dry. Uncle Bruce, in case you missed it, it's 43 below in Calgary right now. I just threw a cup of boiling water out and it evaporated. That's what happens. Mirko, I am 153 on your thumbs up meter, Bruce. I am here to help you get to 200. Thank you, Mirko. Go SoFi, SoFi.com. This is exactly the reason why I short the high flyers, because Wall Street shines the keys at retail to try to get your attention. Jen knows. Look at the keys. Look at the keys. You never sell. Wall Street never sells. We only reallocate.
Yeah. They love to get married to their stocks.
Oh, and they love that. Keep your money. They don't want to give up your money.
No.
When you get 2% management fee,
when you sell, they might take it out.
You don't want to do that. What do you mean you want to check?
No.
What?
I got this new shiny set of keys for you to buy.
I remember days where back in the 80s, I could hear brokers talking to clients, and the client would say, yeah, I need $5,000 for my income tax bill. My tax bill's coming due and I need it next week. And then the broker and the client would look at the account, and the client said, well, what should I sell? And the broker would say, well, we don't want to give up that stock because we really like the prospects here. We don't want to give up that one because we're just
going to jump soon.
You know what we should do? I'll just cut you a check for $5,000 on margin. And the broker would literally give them $5,000 on margin against their stocks and have a check rating for them. Say, we don't have to sell anything. We'll just hold what we got.
We're just going to charge you a little bit of interest.
It's only
you won't even notice it.
And the clients would go, oh, okay, I'll do that. And a month or two later, if the stock it moved up, if one of the stocks went up, then the broker would sell a couple $1,000s of this stock, a couple
Pay
$1,000.
off the
There's the
margin.
margin that
Yeah.
we'll do it that way, but we never take money out. Yeah.
Do you know what happens tomorrow?
No.
The days start getting longer. Today's the shortest
solstice.
day
The
in
solstice.
North America.
I had a tough time getting up this morning.
It's so
I think that's
dark.
what it was. I think that's what it was. I think that the planet is shifting the other direction now. We're tilting back to the sun. And I
And it's
think I
dark
was
at
getting
5
up
at
and I was
night.
holding onto the wall going, oh, come on, Nelly, turn it over. Go. Oh, okay, here we go. All right.
Yeah.
I had a tough time getting up today. Thank you all for being here with us. Jen and I are together, hanging in there. We went to the hospital yesterday, and you heard the
We
spiel,
did. We had the class and how to do this and
the
how to do that. And
pre-surgery. Here's what's going to happen class.
we figured there were about 20 surgeries in the room.
There were 20
Yeah.
people who were there for knees and hips,
Knees and hips.
listening in on what
We should
here's
have
what's going to
asked.
happen.
We should have asked how often they give those classes.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, are they rolling through like 20 people every week? Is it slow right now, of course, because it's Christmas and New Year's? Yeah, it'd be interesting,
Or are they running through 20 people 5 days a week?
right? Who knows?
I mean, who knows how many surgeries are done?
More questions when I get there.
What struck me
How
was,
many operating rooms do you have?
yeah, what struck me was sitting in the room. We were there about 10 minutes before, and we watched about half the room come in, I guess, maybe 2/3 of the room come in. And I'm just studying people as they're coming in. I'm trying to figure out, well, who of the two, there's husbands and wives coming, for example, who's getting the operation?
I know some of
who's
them
not?
look really good.
And I couldn't tell in some cases. I'm going, I don't know who's getting what, because
Like,
it doesn't
the one
look like
guy-
either is struggling.
One guy just had like a compression, a good compression on his knee.
Yeah,
But
that's
he looked
probably,
good.
but that's probably a knee guy.
Yeah.
It was interesting, and then of course people are asking questions, and you can tell by the questions what they needed done.
Hmm.
But the nursing staff, the first gal that spoke, she was really good.
Yes.
She knows her stuff, man. Oh man,
She was just on the edge of too spunky for me.
she's spunky.
She's spunky.
Now, if you watch Mary Tyler Moore, you know that Ed Asner,
Sometimes.
who's Lou
man,
Grant, Lou does not like spunk.
I hate spunk.
You know what you have? What? You have spunk. Oh, thank you, Mr. Grant.
Yeah.
I hate spunk. She was spunky. But she walked the room very well, and she
Yes,
came
she
right
controlled
up
the
to
room.
you
Yeah.
if you had a question, and she'd answer your question, and she made sure you got it. And you got to give her kudos. For
Oh,
that,
yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
After all, I mean, looking around the room, I'm looking around going, we're all old. This is pathetic.
I know. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of like accidents in there. That doesn't happen.
No, there were no
This-
car
This
accidents.
is age.
There were no car accident people here. Nobody here fell on a ski hill and
This
is
is,
coming in
you
for
know,
an emergency. No.
4 decades of jogging.
This
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
This is, you're an old fart and you're here to get rebuilt. We can rebuild you like Lee Majors in the $6 Million Man. We can rebuild you people.
Yeah, and she kept stressing that.
What?
This is a brand new hip.
Yeah.
It's a brand new knee.
I was
Get up
actually,
there.
I was actually
I like
impressed.
that a lot.
I was actually impressed when she said that when the operation is done, you'll be in recovery for a while, and then you'll have a physiotherapist come and visit you. And the physiotherapist might say, "Would you like to go for a walk right now
Will
on
say,
your brand
Would you
new
like to go
hip?"
for a walk?
You know what the answer is? Yes, I would. And she says that the sooner you start walking on this brand new, fully ready to go hip, the
Okay.
better, because you can't break this thing. It's stronger than you are. It's brand
You
new.
don't take the car out of the dealership to park it in a garage.
Yeah, you don't take the car out to park it in a parking lot and look at it. You drive the new car. Well,
That's
we're
it.
going to drive the new hip,
Drive
the
that
new knee.
thing, yeah.
Let's go for a spin and see what this
Yeah.
baby can do. In
That resonated with
moderation.
a lot of us, I think.
People love that. They
Yeah.
thought, well, that's right. I have a new hip
It's
now.
brand new.
And she was
Bigger,
saying,
better, faster, stronger.
don't be afraid to drive your new parts.
Yeah.
Get going, because that's how you get better.
Brand new.
You want to be in pain? Here's what you do. You want to be in pain? Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Stay sitting. Pain will find you forever.
Yeah.
Don't get up and go for a walk. Don't stretch. Don't do the exercises. And pain will be your friend for many,
the
many,
rest
many
of your
months
life.
and years. You want to get rid of pain and you want to improve your flexibility and build your strength, get up and start moving and push it. I love that action.
right,
She said, you
yes.
can't hurt yourself. You can only better yourself. I thought that was pretty good.
Now, have you also talked about sad news?
Yes, that was the first thing we talked about.
Yeah.
That was hard. That was very hard to talk
And
about
it's
this
so
morning.
close. It's just so close to
The
the
big
50th
game.
anniversary.
The big game was the 24th. 3 days.
I know.
2 days. 3 days.
Yeah.
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 It's so sad. That television show, that telecast. Oh my God.
They're all going to be scrambling, putting together
Oh,
obits and.
because it's a home game, isn't it? Isn't it a home game for the guys?
No, I think we're in LA.
Are we in LA in
I believe.
on the road?
Oh, I think we're in LA.
You should know this.
I know. I've had other things on my mind.
What have you possibly had on your mind other than Steeler football? There is nothing
There
else.
is nothing else.
There's only Zool. There's nothing but Zool. I don't
Do you know
understand.
that it's like -49 wind chill in Calgary right now?
I have got viewers here who are making very plain to me.
Oh no.
They're making it very clear to me exactly what it's like in Calgary right now.
If you
Yes.
need a tow, they're saying it's going to be 80 hours. If you need like a battery boost, it's going to be 60 hours.
Raiders at the
At
Steelers.
Steelers. Oh, it's going to
Sunday
be cold.
night football.
No,
5:50
Saturday.
Saturday night,
Saturday.
5:15 p.m. The only game
I know.
On
Yeah, it's the only game.
television.
All eyes.
will be in Pittsburgh.
All eyes.
That is going to be
It
emotional.
keeps the children watching TV so Santa can sneak in and put presents down without being detected.
Steeler logoed presents under the tree that no one will notice.
I know. That's true. It's always been easy to know what to buy me.
Oh, it's so easy to shop
Though
for
I don't have
Auntie
I
Jen.
don't have like couches.
No,
I don't have that.
no.
But I have pretty well everything else.
There's a few items in Jen's life that have maybe a Steeler logo on it. Of the odd,
My heart.
her heart as a start. Oh man.
Yeah. See, I've always thought that if I
Oh,
got a
gosh.
tattoo, I would get the Steeler. Like our Canadian Olympic team, they get the little red maple leaf
Uh-huh.
over their heart. I would
Yeah.
get a little Steelers logo.
Uh-huh.
But I knew that if I got a tattoo, then my daughter could get a tattoo. That's always been the deal.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as mom doesn't get one, the daughter doesn't get one.
Right.
And,
And
we don't want
if she
the
gets
daughter
a
to get one.
tattoo, I
Yeah.
get to have a piercing
Oh,
that she doesn't want me to
and
have.
she doesn't want you to have a piercing. So
Yeah. So
I'm just the guy in the middle of all this.
you got to negotiate with your children.
I'm just the guy in the middle going,
How much can I embarrass you? Okay, we'll
How much?
negotiate.
We'll negotiate embarrassment levels. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, what should I have on my bagel today? That is
Well,
the
it's
question.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
So just to be a creature of habit, that would be scrambled eggs.
See, scrambled egg day. See,
Yeah.
there's that.
What do you think?
right?
Is it
There's-
scrambled egg day?
There's that.
Throw the book out and go for pierogies.
No, I'm not throwing the book out.
How can someone not like pierogies? Bacon, fried onions, sour cream. Oh my Lord, they're so good.
How am I alive? How am I alive?
Well, there is that. We don't have them
I'm
on.
looking around that room yesterday. I'm thinking, you know what I found out interesting about that room yesterday?
What was that?
Well, here we are.
I
in-
hate to think what's
no,
coming
no,
out.
this is not that bad. This is Rancho Mirage, California. It's Palm Desert. It's Palm Springs. We're in the area of the USA
Eisenhower.
at the Eisenhower Medical Center. We're in the area of America where, other than Florida, here is where there is money to maintain people. You follow what I'm getting at? Where people can
Yes.
defy age. They have the money to get facelifts. They have money for
Yeah, facelifts are advertised on billboards.
billboards around here.
Payments.
We have payments.
We have sales.
Dentists who are advertising all kinds of these veneer
Yeah,
teeth and
The veneers or the
whitening.
screw-ins. and
all this stuff.
yeah.
I mean, if you wanna stay young looking, this is one of the places you come
We
to.
have people who look really good for like 30 feet,
Well, yeah,
but then
get closer and you
they
can
get
see
a
way,
little
way
scary
away.
looking.
But I'm looking around the room yesterday. There was no one in there that was a fossil. Like there weren't 95-year-olds.
They've already been done.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were in a room
I
of.
think they've already been done.
I think we were in a room of 50 and 60-year-olds and some 70-year-olds.
Well,
Don't you
because
think?
now also the implants are better, and implants used to last for maybe 10 years. That's why my uncle had like 4 in his lifetime, because the implants just don't last that long. But these new implants will last 20, maybe 25 years.
Yeah.
So it's one and done.
The thinking here for Auntie Jen is that she won't ever have to have another hip operation on that
I
hip
will.
again.
The sister.
The other one, but
Yeah.
not the first one.
Not
That
the
one
first
on
one.
each, and that's it.
That's right.
That's the
One
thing.
and done.
One and done. So it was interesting to see yesterday. There was a gentleman next to us who said, "I'm here for my second hip operation. I got my one done last year. It was so good. I'm getting my other one done this year."
See?
And I'm thinking that's Jen. That could be Jen.
No.
And I'm watching him when he walked up to the front of the room.
Me as well.
And I'm looking to see, is there any sign?
No.
Like, could I tell you which hip he had operated on?
No.
Couldn't tell you. I couldn't even tell you what the bad hip was because he said he's getting a hip.
Right.
And I'm thinking, what do you need a hip operation for? I don't see you limping.
I know.
Jen's got
I was
a
thinking the same
cane.
thing.
She's
got a
waddling.
serious
You can't miss that Jen needs a new hip. I mean, it is obvious. So I'm thinking, well, there's the Canadian, the one who really needs it, can't get it right now. And then here are these Americans who are just getting hip operations, and you can't tell they need one. It's amazing. That I found interesting.
So I'm going to get you breakfast, even though you might not need it.
Well, yes.
What's it going to be?
Okay, so
I can't stand here.
Bacon,
Standing's hard.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs?
We got the bacon bits.
Yeah.
So scrambled bacon bits and eggs with the
We'll try those.
toasted bagel with the sesame seeds sprinkled on there, and
Oh yes, sesame seeds.
it's going to be awesome.
Yoink.
Yoink! Thank you so much, Auntie Jennifer. Fantastic. Getting looked after here. I'm a lucky guy. Guys, here we are. We're working it. What can I say? What else is going on here? Everyone's saying hi to Auntie Jen when she came through here. Mirko, I'm 153. And good morning, Jen, from Larry Titus. 52-week high on Caterpillar, says Hector. Christina, I rewatched The Wolf of Wall Street yesterday. Oh, that's a crazy one. John, good morning, Jan. Christina, I am number 160, Bruce, for your thumbs up meter. Thank you. Flint Creek, I started my truck one morning a few years ago and my engine blew. $6,000 later. JR, oh, that's right. It's winter solstice day. Days get longer now. Yes. We have down here in the valley, we started getting longer days about 10 days ago. The afternoon got longer about 10 days ago. And every second or third day, we added a minute. So we've added like 3 or 4 minutes. Now the mornings are getting longer. So the whole enchilada is getting longer. I encourage it highly. I love it. Flint Creek, it actually takes 3 days to start gaining light. DQ, RIP Franco Harris. Wow, a Mary Tyler Moore reference. Damn, I'm old. Yes, spunk. I hate spunk. Flint Creek, the sun hangs on the Southern Cross. JR, Flint Creek soap. Dang, wobbly earth. What? Karen, I bought one more GameStop long call for January 2025. And I sold a March 17th, $24 call for $281. I now own 9 GameStop long calls for poor man covered calls. It's growing, but I need to pay back a little margin. There you go. There it is. DQ, no, it's in Pittsburgh. The game's in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. DQ, not Las Vegas. Flint, I count the minutes of added light, and before you know it, we have a half an hour more light. We get 1 to 3 minutes extra per day. Glorious living for spring. Bilbus, it should be too cold to snow here in Minnesota right now, but it's definitely snowing. A DQ, laugh out loud, my heart. I'm going to get it. Is what I'm losing. Bobby, 24 hours of a Christmas story is on TNT starting Christmas Eve. Horseradish, Uncle Bruce. You need horseradish. Go SoFi. Uncle Bruce, I had shorted FDX for 170.53. How low can it go today? I have no idea. DQ, Jen is a true hunky. BW, pierogies are only good when they're served as pot stickers in a Chinese restaurant minus potatoes. Go SoFi. I hope it drops to 153. Will it is the question on FedEx. Shez, I could live on pierogies. JR, how many here watch A Christmas Story? I usually watch it every year. JR, and how many know what a clinker is? Alberto, Auntie, you lost me at onions. Yuck. Bobby, far from good, but good from far. Auntie Jen. BW, ATIP and Smart Rent hit brand new 52-week lows. Alberto, a clinker is a formed fuel deposit, unburned, usually causes blockage in the boiler system. JR, Alberto, wow, you've had some experience with coal. There you go. We're up 339 on the Dow approximately. We have Moderna at 205.70, up 450. We've got GameStop at $20.64, hanging in near its highs. We're up 38 cents over there. The high today, 20.79. ATIP right now is 28.8 cents, down 5/10 of a penny on 83,000 shares. So we're just under 30 cents there. Tesla, 138.95, up 115. Still under that 140 level. SoFi 468, down 11 cents. Apple SoFi is up 11 cents. 468, it's up 11. Apple is up 158. HBQ up 15. Amazon up 81. Home Depot up a dime. Cisco up 19. Netflix is up 572 to 293.91. Pfizer up 42, IBM up 38, Microsoft up 87, Vanik up 271, Adobe up 267, and Goldman up 345. Google down 22 cents to 89.43. There you go. Splayer says pierogies have to be made from Polish grandmothers. That's the only way it can be good. Boeing up 638, Meta up $1, ME up a penny. Rocket Lab is up a dime. Matterport is up 4 cents. Smart Rent is at $2.15, down 2.5 cents. Spire 106 now, down 4 cents. The low of the day 105. The all-time low 96 cents. Cyxtera is up 7.5 cents. Royal Caribbean up 240 a share right now. That's what we're at here with a 350 gain on the Dow Jones. We're trying to hold a gain. Will it is the question. Will the market hold this gain, or is this not going to last? We've got a breaking headline came out a few minutes ago. Consumer confidence expectations index climbs to 82.4 in December from 76.7. The consumer confidence present situation index rises to 147 from 138. U.S. existing home sales fall for the 10th straight month in October, longest losing streak on record for real estate sales. That is not a surprising announcement to read at all. We know this info like you cannot believe. U.S. consumer confidence, though, hits a 9-month high. Is it going to be enough to really help the markets, or not so much? I don't know. I just don't know. Let's see. The opinion came out. FTX was a warning. Washington should act now to fill other holes in the Swiss cheese. Nike and Caterpillar share gains contribute to the Dow 289-point climb, but see if this wants to hold it. Let's see. Lots of comments, lots of wondering. We have a gain of 370 on the Dow. This seems to be the high of the day. We're up 40 on S&P, and we're up 106 on NASDAQ. All three indexes are kind of the same right now. They're sort of equal. I see the Dow up 1.1%. It's been there almost all day. S&P's up 1%. That's climbed. And NASDAQ is up 1%. It's joined the Dow. So the three indexes are up 1% each. right now. Pretty consistent. We have oil up 180 a barrel, 77.89 on oil. Okay. Will Rugman make an appearance later today to hurt this market out? Shake it out a bit. Will the cape be pulled? Stand by. One never knows what Rugman is capable of doing. I don't know. All right. Alex, I'm thumbs up 172, Bruce. Can't talk much this morning, but I'm here lurking, and my arms are crossed. Dude is here. Arms are staying crossed. Right on. There you go. The GameStop shares with all this up movement in the market, GameStop's up 36 cents. We're not going anywhere, guys. We're at 2062 here. This stock is not rallying with this market. 374,000 shares of trading, not even 100,000 pre-split. We're dead quiet here. ATIP looks like we're back to 29 cents, only down 0.3 now on 96,980 shares. ATIP 29, the high of the day, 29.4. So there you go. There really isn't a wave of fresh selling. The question is, will there be enough of a wave of nibbling to take out this stock and just remove it from existence? We need to take stock and put it in solid, reliable hands that aren't going to flip it, and that'll take this stuff out of here. The question is, who is it? How many of you are there? How many like you are there out there? That's the question on ATIP. 140 on Tesla. We've gotten back to $140 a share on Tesla. Took all morning. Interesting. SoFi 469 up 12 cents. Apple up 222. It took a 380 point gain on the Dow for Tesla to get back to 140. That's not good. That's a stock not leading. That's a stock following. And that's the first one to go down if we have a faltering of this market, I would say. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Okay. We're going to keep our arms crossed, says dude. We now have on the thumbs up meter 176 thumbs ups. We need 24 more to get to 200. We are definitely ahead of yesterday's pace with the thumbs up meter. And I thank you all, because it gets harder and harder and harder to get to 200 thumbs ups every day we inch to the 24th. This Christmas time frame is notoriously the worst. It is so hard to get thumbs ups from people. I thank you. 178 now. We need 22 more to make it to 200, and I appreciate this. If you can take the effort, find that thumbs up button for me, hit it, and give us a shot. That would be great. We appreciate it so much. Okay, watching these reports and headlines and markets, and there's rumors of greatness happening, but I don't think so. We're at 354 on the Dow now. We're slipping on the gains tad. We're up 39 on S&P, 109 on NASDAQ. GameStop now back to 2051. We're only up a quarter now on GameStop. Topped out at 2079 about 20 minutes ago, maybe 25 minutes ago. We've topped out. Okay. We'll see. Housing sales off for the 10th month in a row. And that is a glaring example of what's happening in the U.S. economy. Without the housing market going up and still slipping, the economy slips too. It's all connected, kids. The housing part of the economy is so huge, so dominant, that if they're not buying new homes, they're not buying barbecues. They're not buying new barbecues. They're not buying patio sets. They're not buying as many pots and pans, not buying as many dishes. They're not buying as many flat screen TVs. They don't need as much carpeting. Garage door openers won't sell as well. It just all feeds itself. It goes out and out and out. Battery sales aren't as good. AA, AAA batteries. Don't need batteries for the fire systems. You don't have as many fire systems installed. This is the bad part about a slowing U.S. housing market. This is bad news for cities, towns, and counties and states. Lower property tax expectations. Lower school board revenues. Churches don't have as many congregants. Shopping malls won't get built. Strip malls won't get built. It just feeds into the service economy so badly. Like, it just has the reverse effect of a good vibe. It has a bad vibe. 10 straight months of record down sales, never done before. We are in a recession that is unlike any recession we've been in the past. We've seen recessions have been ugly, vicious, fast. This one is a slow motion bleed out. It's been a year now of a slow motion bleeding economy that has had the air taken out of it a little at a time, every week, every month. And the Federal Reserve is adding to the misery by quantitative tightening. They are cutting back the amount of cash flowing in the economy as a whole, which means there isn't as much cash to run a stock market higher. This is the downside of a market that is backing up right now. Fighting inflation through higher rates, quantitative tightening, this is not good. Like I said earlier, I've said this before, the Federal Reserve, whether you believe it or not, or whether you think it or not, is actually after your job. And your job better be solid to handle an economic downturn. Is the company you're working for thinking of offloading your entire department? Are they thinking of outsourcing you and your fellow workers? If that's the case, you guys are going to be laid off and let go. You're going to be replaced by people half your price from somewhere else. Might be offshore. I don't know. You have to be on top of this and be aware of just what could be happening close to home here. It's unthinkable. I mean, so many people were caught off guard in the last several recessions when they realized we've been furloughed because we've been replaced by employees in Indonesia. We've been replaced by employees in the Philippines. We've been replaced by employees out of other countries completely. We had no idea this could happen to us. And then you do a little bit of background checking and you realize, oh my God, our competitors have been doing this for years. Our firm is held off joining this trend. And all of a sudden they're into it because otherwise there's no surviving the firm. Writing options might be your solution to your problem, kids. Might be the ultimate solution. Just saying, man, oh man. Okay, let's see what's going on here. DQ, keep the lights on. I'll be back later. Michael, this isn't Motel 6. Financial mischief. I bought another 1,700 shares of ATIP between 28.8 and 28.9. I'm up to 29,000 shares. The cost basis is now down to 37 cents. There you go. The stock hits 70, 80 cents a share. Guess who's doubled their money? Nice. Robert Benson, I'm buying some Spire today. Dude, I used both accounts. Uncle Bruce, I gave you 2 thumbs ups. Thank you. Pick home and cars to put in their garage. That's right. Cars to put in the garage. That's right. Lawn chairs, mowers, hedge trimmers, plants to be planted. Furniture to finish a house, beds, bedding. I mean, it goes on and on. Is there any reason why Bed Bath & Beyond is in such trouble? The housing market is killing them. It's killing these guys. This is not good. House sales fell 7.7% in November, a record 10th month in a row. We're not talking 0.7%. No. 7.7%. That is a recession. Go SoFi. Uncle Bruce, I think FDX will tank today cause earnings is out. Whatever the rally is needed, it happened. Earnings beat was due to cost cutting. Guidance is lower. No intrinsic value. It has a strong sell.
You have napkins over here.
Dan, thank you. I do, yes. Thank you.
And then the duck being an omelet.
I love it. It's an omelet instead of a scrambled egg thing. We got an omelet with cheese and bacon bits in here. No cheese. No cheese required. It's all good. The bagel with roasted sesame seeds added in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Woohoo! We're good here. There might be a recession out there, but we're good here. I hope things are good where you are. Just be careful. Jim Cramer was tweeting about FedEx today. I don't know what game he's playing this week. BW, Nike is up as they have found their margin wheelhouse. My theory, they went bargain basement. Do you remember? They put their average of product in Ross, TJ Maxx, and bargain retailers for the first time ever, says BW. Interesting. Financial Mr. I have an order in for 300 shares of Spire at 104. Let's see if it hits. Matthew, I'm still waiting till after next week to load up on Matterport, SoFi, SmartRent, and Spire. Coyote, anyone know how to find your options level in TD Ameritrade? Go SoFi says, generally when Jim Cramer touts, that means it's ready to drop. Deep value investing, Jim Cramer was trying to pump Nike. Credit Savage, good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. And, of course, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Hope everyone is ready for some green days. Even if it's 0.00001% green for 2 or 3 days, laughing out loud. Go SoFi, here is a mouthpiece for hedge funds. He is a mouthpiece for hedge funds. There you go. All right, everybody has their opinion on Jim Cramer. Here we go, everybody. Yeah, baby. Love this. Robert Benson bought 200 SoFi, Spire, bought 200 Spire, 106. Well done. The Dow is up 379. GameStop at 2040 now. Dropped another dime. We're only up 14 cents on GameStop here. The low of the day, 2027. The high of 2079. We've only had a 52-cent range today. But we are at the lower end, 2039 now on GameStop. We're coming down. ATIP, 29.4, up a tenth of a penny on the day for ATIP. It's green. Tesla, 138.98, back under 140. Couldn't hold it. SoFi, 471, up 14 cents. Giddy up. All right, miraculous. We're good here, except it's going to be a snowmageddon today. Oh, my gosh. Deep value. Jim says FedEx is getting an upgrade soon. I don't know. He seems bullish. I never trust anything he says, nor would I even touch anything he talks about. I just watch to see what the cronies are up to. This crony is having a bagel. Credit Savage of Wall Street. Uncle Bruce, I saw a report on China hiding the COVID deaths. Only 9. 9 deaths for all of China in one day. Yet funeral homes and cremation centers are flooded with people, and there are lines of cars miles long outside these places. Isn't that the oddest thing? BW Getty, go to my profile along the top. General settings, then off to the right under elections and routing, you'll see options trading, and you'll see if you're under standard, margin, or other. Or basic website, not Thinkorswim. Credit Savage, Tesla is going to $75 a share. They are laying off workers. And once 2 or 3 million people die in China because of COVID, things will get hairy over there. Remember, they haven't had any waves of deaths yet. Coyote BW, thanks, friend. Do you know what tier is for diagonal spreads? Poor uncovered calls in TD. Does anyone know? Good questions being asked here. If anyone can help out, let Coyote know. Thank you all so much for being here. So good. Look at the GameStop. 2028. It's up 2 cents. GameStop's going red. Heading down. Dow's up 398. Not helping GameStop. Dow's up 400. Oh, my. Summer House Fast Upper Marlboro. China is going to invade Taiwan. Between the economy and COVID spreading, they can't even get out of bed. Gowdy, I wish it was a standard options tier set by the regulators instead of it varying from broker to broker. Yeah. Level 2 says Double D. Tiff, BW, did you manage to join the Discord yet? Have you been able to join us yet? Okay. Oh, man. 412 point drop on the Dow. 412. Dow up 412. Barron says Starbucks receives a downgrade. The coffee giant may tread water for quite some time. Barron's Target stock gets a downgrade as retail faces a less than rosy picture. GameStop 2035 holding an 8-cent gain, just now 2033 7-cent gain. Okay. Matthew, option trading spreads, Coyote. BW, Tiff, waiting for BB to email back if he got it. Matthew in TD Ameritrade. Okay. Thank you all for being here so far this morning. I appreciate it. BPCY, hello there. With GameStop so low, it's hard to earn $2 to $3 a contract on a right now. I'm worried about ATIP going bust as well. Donation for anti-Gen's hip. Thank you, my friend. Well, I don't think ATIP is going bust. And with GameStop, to get the big premium, you got to write 2 months out, 2.5 months. And that's where you take the big money off the table. March 21s, 22s are paying nicely, almost $4. AJ, Deep Value Investing. Did you see some brokerage house is launching a reverse Kramer ETF? They're doing one with stocks he recommends and one against everything he recommends. It's hilarious. Tiff. Okay, I'm still thinking of just creating an email address where you can mail me directly would be easier. What I've been doing for Tiff is anyone who contacts me and wants to get into the Discord group, I've been forwarding on to those folks an email. I've been pushing them over to Beach Boy, but helping him get to him. Beach Boy then gets them over to the Discord. This 2-step process seems to be helping keeping trolls away. Because if you're not part of the channel, it's not so easy to become part of the Discord group. We're trying to keep the troublemakers away, right? But to each its own. If I'm a day or two behind getting to you, I apologize because we're so busy here. But generally, I'm up to speed. If you have not yet received a Discord connection invite and you're a member of the channel, send me another email today. Send it to me here at brucefarmer@hotmail.com. This is my email address. I'll forward you on to Beach Boy, okay? Okay. This link is down below in my description. Okay. Coyote, Double D, Matthew, sweet. I think I'm all set then with my options level. BW, Coyote, you need to get qualified for level 1, buying and selling calls and puts. Then you have to get qualified for standard margin. That'll include spreads and cash secured puts based on income. Coyote, immediately thanks. I'm on tier 2 standard margin. JR, you also need at least 25,000 account to go to tier 2 and 3 per my memory. Coyote, JR, I don't think so. I opened an account and applied because I am going to transfer money assets later. I have tier 2 and TD. BW, Coyote, and it's based on how much your portfolio has. Typically, you have to have 25,000. That'd be at least that much and higher. In the past years, let's just say it's going down. BW, spawn on to JR. Deep value. AJ, sorry, just was lurking. I've seen a few things on Reddit like that. I just stay away from that, man. I don't like him at all. Tiff. My divine Bonhammer of justice is what keeps trolls out of the Discord. Cool. Dude, writing for March, I have no issue getting 3-4 contract rights on GameStop. JR, guy, I guess it's just the 25,000 floor in order not to be considered a pattern day trader, not to be limited to 5 trades a day per week. I don't know. It's been a while since I traded with those guys. Okay. Every firm is different. Coyote, that is correct for day trading, JR, but that is a second regulation, not a broker rule. It's an SEC regulation, not a broker rule. Granite Savage, Uncle Bruce, the way things are going and will unfold with China, it seems there may be another mutation on the horizon. This will make this recession lag. Going to start hoarding capital. Got to go shopping next year. Tiff, anyhow, thanks for putting up in the work for us, Uncle Bruce. You got it. Dude, you may have to get a closer in strike, but no problem. Pulling big premium even this month. That's right. That's right. Just all depending on what you're going to write. We have 175 people watching right now with us. We have got 188 thumbs ups in the house. We're only 12 away from 200 thumbs ups. You guys, thank you so much for coming through. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, you guys. It is appreciated. Thank you, each and every one of you. So close to 200. Thank you all very much for being here and tolerating me eating a bagel. $433-point upside on the Dow. We're up 433. S&P up 46. NASDAQ up 120. Okay. Keep it going, kids. Keep it going. $191 thumbs ups. 9 to go. 9 left to get. Dow's up 450 now. 450. GameStop 2042. Tesla 138.59. Alex says, Uncle Bruce, Tiff runs a tight ship over on Discord. In other words, In the words of Mr. T, I pity the fool who's going to try to troll in there. Fantastic. I love it. Go SoFi. Just wrote another 500 SoFi contracts. Right on. Dude, thumbs ups. Matthew, what strike and date did you choose, Robert? Go SoFi. If it goes up, I get exercised. It is okay because my money will be freed up. Alex, random thought following BPCY's comment. Will option premiums generally drop if recession gloom kicks in and there are fewer bulls buying calls? Theoretically, there's theoretical discussions and real discussions. And I'll stay to the real ones on option premiums for now. They're pretty good if you know what you're doing. We're pushing 500 points of upside on the Dow today. GameStop holding at 2062 again. A little pop here. Dow's up 504. Getting mixed signals from the oil market. U.S. Crude oil inventories fell 5.9 million barrels for the last week. Gasoline inventories rose 2.5 million barrels for the last week. So we're getting a mixed signals. Oil still up 168 a barrel at 77.77. Coyote has an interesting story here. I had pulled money out of my account for an emergency. Fidelity got mad and completely locked my account because my net worth dropped. I could no longer trade or anything, even though I owed them zero money. So that frustrated me. So I'm looking to switch. They would not even allow me to purchase a single Spire share with my own cash in my account. I was so mad. They treated me like a criminal or something. No idea, my friend. These are disputes I cannot get involved with. I have no authority here, no knowledge. I guess gamblers are going to gamble, says Alex, about something else. Okay. Willie, I'm number 58. I don't know what that means. Robert, 4.5 million expiring 23rd December. Go SoFi. I have a gut feeling there will be a sell-off today, and the rally will occur on Friday as Santa's rally. We're still up 507 on the Dow right now. 507. We're at about the high of the day right at the moment, folks. The high of the day for the market. That is the question. Is this the high of the day? Or do we go higher? Even with a 500-point gain, Tesla's 139.70. SoFi 471, up 14. Breakfast is great. Matthew says to Coyote, switch to Ameritrade. Coyote, I know, Uncle Bruce, I'm just venting a little. It really hurts as I pay our bills with my portfolio. Not to be able to do anything was not helping, and I felt a bit alone in it. Matthew, Santa Bear Rally, Coyote. Matthew, yeah, I'm looking at TD or Schwab. TD already approved me for level 2. Bama Babe, I'm dreaming of a green Christmas. BW, Tiff, just checked my email, both spam and trash folders. Still no invite, but I am patiently waiting, no rush. It's not like the markets are going anywhere for the time being. BW, send me another request for you, and I'll pass it on to Beach Boys quick as I can. So get me something if you can, okay? Okay. Okay. If any of you want to join, anybody who wants to join myself and some of my viewers today at 1 o'clock Eastern time, you can join on the 1 on 6 show today. We have 2 spots available for 1 o'clock Eastern today. So if you want to do that, let me know. Send me a donation of 150 US and also an email and just say, hey, Bruce, I'd like to be on today's 1 on 6 show with you guys. If you prefer to be on tomorrow, send me a donation and also an email that just tells me that I'd love to be on Thursday's show instead. You want to be on both? Well, then send 300 US and tell me you want to be on both shows today and tomorrow, and I'll set you up for that as well. We're looking forward to today's 1 on 6 day number 2. All right. Dude is saying Tastyworks is one I'm looking to moving to. Discounts on options. The owner founded TD and then he sold and then he built Tasty. A site designed for option traders by option traders, says Dude Face. Interesting. We have the Dow holding a 531 gain now. 531. We have thumbs ups now coming in at 195. You guys are incredible. Thank you. 195 thumbs ups, guys. Thank you very much. 5 to go, and we've got 200 thumbs ups for today's show. That is appreciated. This is great stuff. If you're watching on the rerun out there, please hit that thumbs up as well and add to this show's post live thumbs ups count. I would appreciate it. 197 now. 3 left to get. And we've got 200 thumbs ups, 198, 2 to go. And we have it. Thank you all for coming through for me each and every time. I love you guys for this. Thank you. It is much, much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for this support today. We are now at 201 thumbs up, scan counting. Thank you again. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, everybody. Appreciate this. Okay. All right. All righty. Where are we at now? Final wrap up of our day here for the morning anyway. We're at 2080 on the GameStop right now, up 54 cents right now. This is the high of the morning, a 54-cent gain, and that's it. We're up 547 on the Dow, trying to add to the gains. Moderna's up 668. ATIP is down a half a penny. That's it. Tesla's at 139.56 now. Double D says, I'm picking up 100 ATIP every day. We've got ATIP 228.8. We have Tesla 139.59, SoFi 471.5, Apple 135.94. All righty, everybody. I'll be back on later today for the final hour of trading for all of you out there who want to hang around for the final go-around. But between 1 and 2 o'clock Eastern time today, we will be doing the 6-on-1. We can talk about whatever you want. Talk to me about option trades for today, this week, next week, whatever stock you want to talk about. If you have a new stock you want me to look into, I'll try and do it live with you guys if possible, and we'll check out the charts and check out the trading pattern. And I'm open to whatever suggestions you have regarding the old 1-on-6. We're going to do a 1-on-6 today, and then a possible 1-on-6 again tomorrow, and then we're going to assess the 1-on-6s through the holidays and see what we bring out starting in January. Thank you guys for coming through today. Go SoFi. The only thing I'm finding out so far is it is a little cumbersome to place option trade, but that can change once I get used to their trading platform. Splair, all right, have an enjoyable day. You go. Guys, I got to go. John Anderson, thank you, everybody. Matthew, have a good day, everybody. BW, Bruce, I'm not in a rush. It's Hanukkah time, and I'm sure he's extremely busy with family. It's all cool. Dude, they have a tiered reward promotion right now. I was looking at $2,000 bonus for accounts over 100,000. Not a user, but I follow their YouTube content and podcast. Mm-hmm. Uncle Bruce, please send me the link for the 6-on-1 and squeeze me in. I'll be doing that about 10-15 minutes before we start. The 4 of you that are already in that show, you will all get your links about 10-15 minutes before we begin, so we can just hang out a little bit and just chat and compare some notes. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll start it off. Okay. Thank you all very much for your continued support of the channel. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you, guys. I will see you, all of the rest of you, at 3 o'clock Eastern time as we shut down the day. We're at 206 thumbs ups and counting. And we'll keep an eye on this market in the meantime and see where it goes. The GameStop is at 2074 after topping out at 2083. The Dow is right now at 530-point gain, up 1.6%. The Nasdaq is up 1.6%. The S&P is up 1.53%. Richard Carlin, neat emojis everywhere. Vivash, do we get Gold Prime Time show tonight? Yes, Prime Time Live, 8 o'clock tonight. Gold Bagel members, we're on. Definitely on. I got 5 shows today. This is show number 2. I got 3 more to do after this. Go SoFi. Let's chat on Discord if you're using Tasty. Go SoFi so we learn from each other on how to do what. Everybody, thank you very much for this. We'll keep an eye on this market. Up 529 on the Dow, just a tiny little, it's up there. We'll see how it holds. And I'll see you guys, those of you at 1 o'clock, and the rest of you, I'll see you at 3 o'clock Eastern time for the final hour of trading, and tonight at 8. Thank you, everybody. JR and TJ, thank you for this. These neat emojis are flying in here as they should. Here they come. Alex is in on it. Here come the neat emojis. Here we go. Look out. Neat, 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 neat. Moving this market the way we want it to go. Taking these options where we want them to be taken to. Yes, indeed. The neat emoji attack is underway on this channel with 209 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you all for helping out with the thumbs up brigade. Fabulous job, everybody. Keep it going. Mandu 5 is in there. Larry Titus is in there. The knee emojis are dominating the show here. You gotta love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Wavy Gravy, how you doing there, buddy? Matthew, neat emojis. Way to go, Wavy Gravy. You hang in there, pal. We have 210 thumbs ups. Thanks, buddy. BW throwing up the dollar signs. Here we go. Neat, 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 neat. Absolutely. No mercy at all for this market. Gotta love it. All right, guys. I'll see you later today. Thank you. Bye for now.